Usually, we don't need any equipment to dive on a surface of water. But have you ever thought what could happen in high pressure that could lead to our death? So, let's go see together. Mariana Trench. Where this sinkhole is located is the floor of the northwestern part of the Pacific Ocean, which is located on average 200 kilometers east and south of the Mariana Islands in the eastern Philippines. Its maximum depth is 11 kilometers from the sea level. The Mariana Trench is a deep crescent-shaped indentation in the Earth's crust and is average about 2,550 kilometers long and 69 kilometers wide. The spit was first explored in 1951 by U.S. Navy submersible Challenger Lieutenant Don Walsh and engineer Jack Pickard, and for that reason its deepest point is called Challenger Pit. And for 42 years later, these two people were the only ones that they had managed to reach and touch the deepest part of the Earth. At one time, it was thought that the conditions in the strait on the seabed were too harsh to be suitable environment for living organisms. But also in 2010, scientists sent an unmanned submarine to this huge strait of the Pacific Ocean to collect samples of its bed sediment. The analysis of the amount of oxygen in these samples showed the presence of a large amount of microbes. Researchers say that these microbes breathe like humans and from the rich source of plants and dead organisms that go deep from the surface of the sea and along the walls of the terrestrial they sit on feet. It is interesting to know that in 2012, James Cameron managed to explore there for 20 minutes with the Deep Sea Challenger. The water pressure at this very high depth reaches about 1,000 bar due to the weight of the water above it. As the depth increases from the sea level, the weight of the water increases, and the water pressure also increases. This extreme pressure can affect and damage objects that have penetrated to this depth. For this reason, submarines with the ability to withstand high pressure and special design are used to explore and investigate the Mariana Trench. If a human goes deep into the Mariana Trench, especially the Challenger Deep, which is deeper, he will face serious problems due to very high water pressure, low temperature of around 4 degrees Celsius, and lack of oxygen. It can lead to compression and blockage of the respiratory system and cardiovascular problems, freezing, respiratory problems, and failure of vital systems. When the pressure inside the person and the outside pressure reach the similarity, the pressure difference will be different. For example, if you boil some water in an aluminum container and then place it in a cold liquid, the container will contract strongly. This is due to the external pressure, which is also expected for a human body. No modern way to it will help, but compression doesn't happen instantly, and it all depends on how long you spend in that gap. Now the question arises, how are inhabitants at the Mariana Trench, for example, predator fish, is still alive in this strait-built pressure? These creatures do not have a rigid bone support, and this feature saves their lives. The pressure in the Mariana Trench turns glass and wood into powder, while there the creatures can turn into jelly to survive at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Finally, we must know that the conditions in Mariana Trench are very dangerous and even impossible for the survival and life of humans, and it requires special equipment and technology. Otherwise, powder or jelly are the two choices in front of us. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to seeing your comment.